Hello, my name is Crystal Hennessy, and I am going to be modeling syntax surgery from chapter 20 in our textbooks. And my class is going to begin entering my classroom. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. I got a puppy new this weekend.
That's so exciting. You got a new puppy? Great. And what is your puppy's name?
Oreo.
Oreo. What color is Oreo?
Black and white.
Black and white. That's so great. We'll have a seat and start on your bell work, and we'll talk about your puppy more later. Okay, so we're going to just really quickly, I just want to mention that Mark was making his point clearly to me. He was communicating where I could understand him, although his syntax structure was mixed up with the adjective behind the noun. I know that him coming from Cuba, that is a appropriate structure for Spanish speakers. So I didn't want to stop right then and there to correct him. I just simply kept a fluid conversation going by repeating what he said in the correct structure. And just allow the conversation to keep flowing because, like I said, I could understand him. So I didn't want to hinder communication. So I would pick an appropriate time later on in the day to sit with him and intervene with sentence structure that I noticed that he's having problems with to work on using syntax surgery. So now it'll be later on during an appropriate time, and we're going to work together. So, okay, Mark, great. So earlier you were telling me about your new puppy. So can you tell me when you walked into the room this morning the sentence that you said?
Yeah. I got puppy new.
You got a puppy new. Okay, great. So we're going to write the sentence down on the sentence strip, and then we're going to place it in our pocket chart so we can do a little bit of rearranging. Okay, so we can compare Spanish structure to English structure. Okay. So I got a puppy new. And I'm putting an exclamation because that's very exciting, and I know you're excited about it. Okay, so I know in Cuba, when you speak in Spanish, when you're describing something, the word comes after what you're describing. So you did say it in the correct structure or the right form that you would write a sentence in Spanish. However, in English, we do it a little differently. So I'm going to perform surgery and cut our sentence up. And we're going to do a little manipulating or moving around to give you a clear idea of the way the sentence should be formed in English. So in English, we take our describing word, which you described your puppy as, not old, but new, great. And it goes before the noun or the object that we are describing, which is your
puppy.
Puppy, excellent. Or Oreo, right? So now we changed the way our sentence is read, and we're going to read it together, okay? So I got a new puppy. So this is how we would say it in English, the same sentence that you said. The only difference is that we flip the word to where we're describing the object or the noun using the describing word before the object or the noun. So I'm going to put it back to the correct structure or the correct form for Spanish, and I want you to come up and move it how we would say it in English. Great. Okay, and we're going to read this sentence out loud one more time, okay? So, I got a new puppy. Good work.
I'm learning.
You're learning. Okay, so while I have you here, we're going to work on one more sentence that utilizes or uses the same structure or form that you used in that last sentence. And we can keep talking about Oreo, or your puppy. So if I asked you what colors your puppy is, what would you tell me? So, or tell me what color your dog is.
I have a puppy black and white.
I have a puppy black and white. Okay, I would just love to see a picture of her. I have a puppy black and white. Okay, so again, in Spanish, the correct structure is putting the describing words behind or after what you're describing, which is your puppy. So in English, again, we put those describing words before what we're describing, which is your puppy. So I'm going to perform my surgery again. And we're going to manipulate it or move it to the way that we would say it in English, the structure we use in English. And we're going to read it together, okay? So, I have a black and white puppy. Great. So again, in English, we put the describing words before what we're describing. In Spanish, I understand that you put the describing words after what you're describing. So I'm going to have you come up, manipulate them again, move them again to the structure that we use in English. And then we're going to read our sentence out loud one more time. Great job, Mark. Okay, so to read it out loud one more time. I have a black and white puppy. Awesome job. That was a really good high five.